Hello everyone! Welcome to It's Crochet O'Clock. My name is Stephanie. We do this live almost every Monday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If this is your first time ever participating in a YouTube live chat and you want to participate in the chat that is going on, please remember that you must be logged into your YouTube channel, your YouTube account, sorry, in order to be able to talk. If you don't, it's not going to let you talk. While you're at it, make sure that you click the drop down box and that you select live chat because it likes to default over to top chat. We don't want that to happen to you because then it's going to filter out some comments. You're going to be lost in the sauce. You would not like that. While we're at it, if you are new here as well, we have some locals here. If you have a pun, or if you say something and a pun can be made out of it, I can't talk today, that's okay, we're gonna work through this. One of those three is gonna get it. That's Freaky Sue and Anthony. I promise they're not trolls, they're just locals and they like to have good fun. Hello, 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 everybody in the chat. Hi, Ruth is sitting in the ads. Thank you so much. But you're a patron, Ruth. You could just skip them ads. You're a patron. But thank you. Thank you so much for watching them. I have been working on my doily. You guys, it's getting big. It's getting really big. You're too late, Steph. The real one is in charge. Oh. Look at how big it's getting, guys. I promise it doesn't look like I've done a lot since last time, but I promise this is a lot of rows. Rounds. It's a lot of rounds. I promise. Hello, Wanda, Jen, and Leanne. Welcome. I promise. It's a lot of rounds. Let me see if I can... I think... Yeah. This is what this round is going to end up looking like. It's very, very, very lacy. Very. So what round is that? Nope, I am on round 53. 53. And you guys, last week, did I tell you, wait, is this the same color? Yes, it is. Okay. Whew. Last week, I told you guys, or maybe I didn't tell you guys, I thought that I did not have an extra ball of this color. And I was kind of freaking out because this color is a discontinued color. I don't even know what color. Oh, it's Aspen. I can't find this anywhere. So I'm going to go with it's discontinued because it's just not there anymore. The color Dusty Teal is very prevalent, but Aspen? No. No. Cannot find Aspen anymore. So I was very panicked because I know that going into the last round of, or the last portion of this, it's supposed to be in this teal color. And I knew that what I have left on the ball in my bag is not going to be enough to get through it. And I was kind of freaking out because when I looked last week, I did not see another one of these. But something told me, go back in there and look. And I did. And I went back there and I pulled everything out of that box. And there was one little one sitting down there. And I guess this would be why it was discounted to 72 cents. Because they were getting rid of it. But I have one more ball, so that means that I can finish. By the way, this color is only 350 yards. Is this? I don't think this is the same color. That's not the same color. Is this it? Yeah, that's it. I don't know where you came from. Where did you come from? I don't know where you came from. Why you're out here. But anywho, 350 yards, 400 yards. I don't get it. Also, I purchased this yarn about maybe 5 years ago, and it was $2.89 regular price. Yarn has gone up by 10 cents and gained 50 yards. Just throwing that out there at you in case you felt like you needed to know that. This one is also 400 yards. This is number 5 crochet thread, not number 10 crochet thread. And this one is 370 yards. And I bought this at the same time that I bought this one at the same time that I bought this one because they were marked down. This one is 84 cents. This one was 72 cents. Oh, look, they're almost the same color, but they're not. Bought them at the same time. One is dusty teal and spa blue. They're kind of pretty. They're really pretty. Okay. We need to get to crocheting. Hold on. I don't want to put this down over there. Let's put this over there. I don't know why I have that. I don't know why I have that. John's here, but he's eating dinner. The donkey got stubborn while the bin stopped 50 yards early. Maybe. The Premier Just Cotton skeins I bought from Dollar Tree are set in 2 different yardages for the same colors. That's weird. It's very weird. Steph said, I have that teal. It's a beautiful teal. It's a very beautiful teal. Now I need to figure out where I am in this sucker, because I really don't have any idea. There is one of my hairs that got caught up in this, and I mean, it is in there. Hang on. Hang on 1 second. I just saw you. Where'd you go? There you are. And I mean, it is all kinds of wrapped up in there. And normally I would be like, whatever. But it's actually one of my dark hairs, not one of my gray hairs. Normally I have a darning needle sitting out here somewhere, but I don't have one, of course, because I need it. That's too big. Where's the... Ooh. Come on now. She's putting her bunny face on. Yes, the bunny face. Is this a different one? Or is this the same one? I don't know. Mercy. Hi, if you're new here, we don't normally do this, but sometimes it has to be done. Lord, this thing is all sorts of wrapped up. How did I not see this when I was crocheting it? Probably because I was at work and the lighting there is abysmal. Have mercy. I feel like I need tweezers. Of all the things that I thought that I would be doing today, this is definitely not one of them. Lord. Boy, I tell you what, my hair just gets in everything. I hope that's the end of it. Tweezers is great for making one brow into two. Yeah, they're also good for pulling hair out of doilies when you're silly and you crochet your hair into it. Anywho, I do not know what in Sam Hill I'm doing. Oh, I do remember. My problem is why do I feel like, oh, did I just start it there? Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm after the picot. I'm almost to the end of this ball of yarn. Almost to the end of it. I think I'll add tweezers to my crochet hook box. I probably do need tweezers in there. Oh, man. I tell you. Let's see, okay. Just trying to figure out where I am. I thought there was supposed to be 2. Oh well, we're getting it, I think. If we're not, then that's just the way that it's going to be. Hello, Wampier. Oh, she's having breakfast. A large muffin and a coffee. It sounds lovely. It sounds so lovely. I had lost my crochet. What's the longest time frame you've had a crochet block going on? After 3 months, I'm finally crocheting again. I think that for me, it's a little bit different for me because I have you guys and I have an obligation, you know, most Mondays to be here, and most of the time I am working on something, so it's a little bit different for me. But there have been times where I didn't want to, and I didn't work on anything else outside of the live because my crochet was just very, very blah. I think for me it lasted about 6 or 7 months where I just really had no desire to do any crochet at all. It's hard whenever it happens because you know that you love it and you know that it'll make you feel better once you actually do it. I never lose my crochet. I either stop crafting or I don't. Am I supposed to chain after this? Yes. Nope. Nope. No chain. I put half the rice in a Tupperware to save it and the other half on my plate. I don't know who I thought I was fooling. I just stood at the kitchen sink eating the rest of the rice. That was the granny square blanket time. Which granny square blanket time? I don't remember doing just a granny square blanket. Did I? Hello, Joe! I lost my Crojo after my husband died. It took me 3 years to get it back. Ugh. I can imagine. It'd probably be very, very rough. And like I said, it's so hard because you know that crochet is going to make you feel better. You know without a doubt that it's going to make you feel better. But you still just don't want to pick it up and you don't want to do it. I totally get it. I think that because I have ups and downs, I think everybody has ups and downs. And I think it's nice to switch to somebody new. Like this pattern for me, doing this one. This is my first big doily that I've done of hers, but I've done all of her snowflakes. And I really like the way that she writes. So I saw this was a free cowl that she had put on. So I went, huh, why not try it? And after I got through the second part, I liked it so much that I actually just went and bought the pattern for it. And it's all that I want to do right now, which is odd because it's been a really long time since I've had anything where it's all that I want to do. So maybe you might want to try a new designer. Hello, Michelle. What is the glorious doily you're working on? It is called, it's called Arcana Weave by Dragunia. It's in the description box below. I'm really enjoying it. It's a free cowl. It's free on her website. Of course, you can buy it from her, which is what I did because I was enjoying it. So I just bought it from her because I like the way she writes. And I just started this row, or this round. I thought that I was almost at the end of one, but I'm not. I just started one. A Navy TikTok friend of mine is doing a quilt thing for vets, so she's going to cut and send me some fabric for squares. She has a long arm, so she's going to actually quilt the thing. Nice! That's awesome. Hey, Joe, I heard that Dallas was flooding. You okay? I mean, obviously you're okay because you're here, but I heard that Dallas was flooding. I hope you and yours are safe. And then after the granny square blanket, you started the rainbow heart blanket. What granny square blanket? Dee, what granny square blanket are you talking about? What granny square blanket? Hello, Caroline. Welcome. I'm fine, but it was pretty scary for a bit. I'll bet. It got kind of weird here too because it rained for like 2 days straight. And it's really strange because here I tell people all the time and they think that I'm joking, but I live in the desert and it can never just rain normally here in the desert. It's always apocalyptic, Jesus is coming, we got to build an ark rain. Always. But it was really strange because for 2 days straight, it just rained normally. And because our ground was so dry, because we hardly ever get rain, it was the ground was not absorbing it at all. Hello, Miss Sue. Welcome. You did the join as you go granny pattern thing like in waves with the desert tone yarn? What? These are linked in the description box below. They're fabulous. They're light up. There's 2 different versions. This is the rechargeable version, which is much lighter, believe it or not, much lighter than the version that has batteries in it. But I love this thing. It comes with 5 different magnifying glasses. It's fully adjustable. It's very comfortable. I love it to pieces. You took the squares apart and put them back together. You used the yarn that will not be. Hello, Opa. Are you talking about Yaya's Hugs? Because Yaya's Hugs was like over 3 years ago, you guys. Hold on, Dee's sending me pictures. That's Yaya's Hugs. It was 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. It might have been 4 years ago at this point. It was a long time ago. Yeah, I don't, Grannies, huh? Oh, wait. No, that's not Yaya's. See, my mods have to keep me straight. This one was black back in the late winter, early spring this year? Couldn't have been this year. Had to have been last year. I don't know. But I do remember it now because I had all kinds of cotton, because originally Yaya's Hug was going to be in cotton, and I had already made all of those squares in the cotton and they were there, so I wanted to do something with them. What did I do with that? I don't even know. Did I finish that? What did I do with that blanket? This is troubling. What did I do with that blanket? Nope. They're right, Mary, because I remember it. It's not Yaya's Hugs. Kind of looked like it, but it wasn't. You had to pull it apart like 4 times. What did I do with that blanket? I finished it. I know I finished it. That video was August of 2011. Well, okay, so we got on this whole of 21. It had to have been August of 21. We got on this because we were talking about what do you do when you've lost your Crojo. And Dee is absolutely right. Whenever I didn't have something going on, I would reach over for those because they sat right here you guys are sitting up on a shelf here in front of me, and all of those squares sat underneath the shelf for forever. So I would just reach and I would grab those and I would work on those. But what did I do with that blanket? Where did it go? That's okay, Miss Sue. Thank you for stopping by. I didn't give it to my aunt. My goodness. Now I can't, because what I was doing with that was I turned them and instead of square, I turned them to diamonds. And then I was doing the rolling granny in between them. You think I gifted it. They think I gifted it. Who did I gift it to? No, I don't think it was big enough for Snowball Express. The heart blanket is still there. Who did I give that blanket to? This is gonna bug me, because I really have no idea. Yeah, I know that it's in my Aunt Jean Ann's colors. It's a baby blanket? By the way, hello Aunt Jean Ann, I love you. She's being all sneaky and being quiet over there. Godchild, was it for someone you found had a baby and you never gave them anything? Nope, it's not for my grandkid, because my grandson got another blanket last year. Man. And now all of you guys are going to be thinking about it too, at least those of you who were here then, because my messenger is going to be blowing up with ideas trying to figure out who we gave it to. Who did we give that blanket to? It was a lapgan size. Did I give it to Audrey? No, I did not give it to Audrey, because I made her one last year when I was making everybody else's. Are you sure it was a gift? Because there was a lot of ends to sew. Oh! Hey, there was a lot of ends. Hang on. Hang on. I'm looking. Not there. Nope. Oh. Thank you, Jen. Here it is. And you're right. Not a single end has been sewn. Oh. Not a single end. But here it is. This was one of those projects This was one of those projects. Vindication. Oh man. Okay, like Lord, it takes a village to help us keep our brains intact. I had completely forgotten about this blanket. You worked. Listen, I may have been working on this as spring in 2021, okay? But I'm gonna tell you, my dear friend, Betty McNitt, okay? I always refer back to this and I always call her out and I always tell everybody her secrets. But if you guys remember when she first started doing her lives, it was back when she was living in New York. And she would do them from her living room. And she would sit on her couch and she had an Afghan on the back of her couch. That Afghan was over 20 years old. And do you know that it did not have any of the ends weaved in? She would just tuck them under before she went live. And she probably still doesn't have them. So, ends out of sight, out of mind. Man. Take a bow, D. You know Steph better than Steph knows herself. Lord. If I ever get in the mood to weave in some ends, and I'm gonna put it right back in that drawer, and I'm gonna forget about it until somebody says something else. Then the red and black blanket. The red and black blanket was a pain in the butt, but it was pretty. And my daughter loved it. Oh. My daughter loved it. I'm weaving all my ends in as I finish the squares in. I have forced myself to weave in the ends as I go with this. Forced myself to do it because y'all know, obviously, y'all know that I don't like it. I do not like it. That could be one of your Christmas gifts out of the way. Listen, it will take me just as long to weave in ends as it would to crochet a whole new blanket on that sucker. Have mercy. Is there a pattern for that? No, Pat. It was just me using leftover squares and putting them together. That's all that was. You last worked on that Lapgan June 7th of 2021. Wow. Oh, the things. The things. Man. I don't know what to say. Honestly. Do not know what to say. But thanks, guys, for reminding me that I have a whole blanket back there. Wait, did I do the... Nope, I did not do that one right. This one goes behind that one. Behind. Oh, man. Jane. Nope, I have a video of her right here. It's 8/2 of 21. You guys! See, this is what happens when you live your life on YouTube. You have, like, history. So much history. Just sitting there. She probably has other projects hidden too. I do. I absolutely do. I have a Mandala Madness that is, what, like 6 years old, that I haven't worked on in forever. I absolutely do. Lucky I checked my pattern. I almost missed an increase on my sleeve. Oh, I'm glad you looked. All right, we are going to connect. By the way, where are you located? I'm a newbie. I am in New Mexico. I have a Mandala Madness that is halfway finished. I used to use my Mandala Madness as a therapy blanket. When I first got it, my cousin sent it to me. It had to have been over 6 years ago. But my cousin sent it to me, and because my cousin sent me the yarn for it and everything is what I mean by she sent it to me. It was like my happy place, and it was right after I had just moved here. So I've been here for 7 years in October. So whenever I would get super, super depressed and missing home and missing my family, I would go and I would pull out the Mandala Madness and I would work on it until I felt better. And I don't know what it says that I haven't picked it up in like 3 years. I love you, Aunt Jean Ann, and I still do miss you. Don't know what that says about me, but I haven't touched it in a really long time. Sorry if that was loud. I have a lady friend who knows me too well. If I'm not texting her or posting on social media, she texts me, "Are you dead or making squares?" Wanda said I still need to finish the Arizona blanket. See? Arizona was a long time ago too. The Mandala Madness I worked on when I was in the hospital in June of 2020. Whew. And over there. Pandemic in life. Well, listen, the pandemic, really didn't affect me all that much because I'm a homebody. There's the end. I'm a homebody. I like to be at home. So, like, I have been training for that moment my whole life. But I realized that, not everybody is like that. It was hard on a lot of people. Still working on my Arizona too. I've made 3 Arizonas. Yeah, I made the test piece. Then I made the one for filming that I donated to I'm pretty sure that's the one that I donated to the Snowball Express. And then I made another one for a Christmas gift. Hello, Miss Jane. Pandemic made me finish my Arizona. Speaking of my tester, Amanda she has an Arizona just like mine. That's the one that I decided to keep for myself, was the tester that I made because I loved it so much. And she, along with a couple other people, used that same colorway. Scan through old live videos. Whoo! I heard that disclaimer. That is also when you changed your timeline to come back east. It is. Yes. It is. My Aunt Jean Ann is not going to let me forget about that. She very gently reminds me that my timeline has changed. Oh, it'll be okay. she just tie a knot? Yeah, I just tied a magic knot. Speaking of Arizona, looks at box of yarn from North Carolina. The one I'm making for me is about half done, but I'm currently working on something for one of my daughters for Christmas. It has to happen. Sometimes it has to happen. You got to put your main projects on the side for Christmas gifts. Steph said my problem is I'm a perfectionist and picky about how my stitches look. Oh, Steph, Arizona is going to be difficult for you, especially when you get to the arrows. Give yourself some grace. The arrows are hard. They are really hard, and they are not going to be perfect. Just go into it knowing that your arrows are hard and they are not going to be perfect. Mary said, I'm just lurking while working on some of the Yaya's hugs. Oh, it makes me happy that you guys are still making Yaya's after all these years. Steph, look for the eyes and make sure they're closed and they won't work. Dum, dum, dum. Okay. Come here. I know that you are right there. There you are. What an adventure this live has been. Can I just say that? Arrows are my nemesis. What made me put it in the naughty corner? I know, the arrows are mine too. And I had to film the video tutorial for it. Imagine that. I had to film the video tutorial for that sucker and I couldn't get them. Dee just sent me a picture. You need to post that in the, oh, is that just an example of what you're making, Dee? Probably just an example of what you're making, huh? You're going to have to post when you get finished with that, because that's pretty. She's making a doily, a wall-hanging doily for her daughter. I'm halfway through part 3. It's coming, love. It's coming. It's coming. The arrows were the bane of my existence. The arrows is what put me behind when I was filming the tutorials for it. It was hard. It was super hard. I struggled with the arrows, so I did something else for that part. My grandbaby's daddy has the Arizona I made. Yep, that is something else that you can do. I'm doing a shawl that has arrows in it. Don't know what I was thinking. Oh, Amanda! So sorry. I have a poncho and 2 bonnets going now, but working on a Japanese knot bag because I have to really focus on the poncho and bonnets. I get it. Any bows to go with arrows? No, there's no bows because the Arizona was designed as a masculine blanket. So there's no bows. Get behind there. There we go. Trying to remember where I'm at. I'm actually thinking of doing another row of baubles instead of the arrows for mine. I get it. I totally get it. I had no choice. Well, I mean, I did for the third one that I made. I don't like the arrows going different directions. My OCD went nuts the first 2 times. Yeah, I can get that too. I don't have an issue with baubles either. I like baubles. Baubles are quick and easy. I also don't have an issue with puff stitches either, but puff stitches are, I think people have still not forgiven me for puff stitches, but that's okay. Eventually they will, and everything will be okay. This doily is turning out so pretty. Oh, sorry, I'm confusing puffs with baubles. No, puffs are very different from baubles. I think puffs are elegant. Puffs are actually my favorite stitches. Nobody else around here likes them, but I like them. That was the funnest part of the Arizona, the bobble rows. They go quickly. I'm not nuts about popcorn stitches. They make me even slower. See, I don't, lots of people say that, Jane. You're not the only one. Lots of people say that. There's a lot of people that won't even do popcorn stitches. They will replace them. I don't mind them. And I don't mind them slowing me down. I mean, my crochet takes as long as my crochet takes. You know, it doesn't bother me unless I'm on a timeline, like back when I used to film tutorials like for Emma or for my own patterns, for instance, and I put myself on a deadline, then yeah, you know, sometimes if life happened and I got behind, but most of the time I just sit here and I crochet just to crochet. So if I'm going slow, it doesn't bother me. But I also crochet a lot while I am at work. So I get interrupted a lot while I'm at work. So that might also be why I have just learned to not worry about my speed. It's probably the biggest part of it. And if I get going too quickly, then my wrist starts to pop like nobody's business. And that kind of scares me. Because I'm like, why are you doing that? You're not supposed to do that. Come on. Picots. I actually don't mind bobbles, puffs, popcorn stitches. It adds interest to the patterns. Yeah, that's what I think too. I like a couple of sections of the Arizona, but I probably won't make one. Arizona is a nice blanket. Go with the flow crochet? Yes. Hello, Miss Holly. I wish I could crochet at work. Hey, you get to take your dog to work, okay? There's, you have very specific bonuses, Jen. Hey! Rude. I still have the Arizona on my wish list. It's a fun blanket. Like I said, the only issue that I have with the Arizona is the arrows. But I think that there's a lot of patterns like that where I have, like, hello, everybody loves Yaya's hugs. Everybody loves Yaya's hugs right up until the very last round. Everybody. Hello, Morgan. I've done about a gazillion popcorns over the past couple of years. Me too. I don't have a problem with popcorns. I think stitches that I do not like doing, I don't like back post single crochets. They're not my favorite. I mean, I don't hate them, but they are not my favorite. I do, however, hate the bullion stitch, and I will do anything to get away from it. Like, will completely pass up any pattern that has a bullion stitch in it, just because. Because I will not do it. I don't like it. I will never do a tutorial on the bullion stitch, because I do not like it. And I do not want to put that energy out into the world. I said what I said. Damn candy cane burner, right? The last round is a... No, it's not a reverse single crochet. The last round is a candy cane burner on Yaya's Hugs. Are the Arizona arrows like Bonnie's arrows? I like those. I don't know. I've never done Bonnie's arrows. If you're referring to the candy corn border, I love the look. I just don't like how you have to get there. I know. But I learned the trick behind the candy cane border, and now I don't mind it as much as I did when I did the first test blanket. Yeah. Use smaller balls of yarn. Picots. Now those I hate with a purple passion. Oh. Angela hates the waistcoat stitch. Really? See, that one is the waistcoat stitch. Oh, waistcoat stitch is that's what I do all my washcloths in, all of them. And if something happens, like whenever I'm flying, whenever I'm on a road trip, whenever I'm stuck at work by myself and I know that I can't really focus on something, I will make washcloths and just waistcoat stitch. Which is really kind of odd, because it's really weird that I like that one, because it can be a pain in the butt sometimes, but I like it. I think they are, John, similar in a way. I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to see a picture of Bonnie's. No, Stephanie, behind. We're on the other side now. Is that the alpine stitch? No. The alpine stitch was an alpine blanket. That's just a front post. Alternating. Front post double crochet. Double crochet. Front post double crochet. No, it's front post double crochet and then single crochet, front post double crochet, single crochet. Did I go behind? Yes. I've only ever made one thing with that stitch, and I swore it off after that. Bless your heart. It doesn't bother me. What's weird is I really like the moss stitch, but I truly dislike the single crochet stitch. Really? Maybe it's because you know the effect that the moss stitch is going to give you. And even though it's got single crochet in it, you don't mind it so much. And it might also be because the moss stitch is so much easier to do than regular single crochet after you set it up, because it's all in the chain spaces in between, so it goes quicker. That's probably what it is, Wanda. I can't knock a Stephanie tutorial. I've learned a lot since I met you. Well, I'm glad that you've learned a lot since you met me, but you're never going to learn how to make the bullion stitch from me, because I shan't be doing it. I will not. I refuse. Shan't. Did I? What? Where am I? See, I got myself lost. I have no idea where I am. Oh, that's where I was. The together. We've been doing a lot of talking today. I have gotten a whole lot of mostly nothing done. If I have to do single crochet stitch in a large amount, it makes my wrists and shoulders hurt. Oh, I don't like that stitch anyway. Glad. The Havana threw me for a loop. Oh, 5-minute warning. 5-minute, guys. Oh, by the way, while we're sitting here talking about it, I do not think it is next Monday. I will let you guys know. I have to get to work tomorrow and I have to make sure. But my boss is going to be gone for 2 weeks, which means we are not going to be live for 2 weeks because I have to step into his shoes. Which means that my phone is going to be going off all the time, asking me questions and me dealing with things. Hopefully not bad things, because I don't know if you guys have noticed or not. I just had to tell my Aunt Jean Ann last week that I think God has, I mean, yes, he knows what he's doing. He absolutely does know what he's doing. And respectfully, I think that it's time for him to allow someone else to shine. Because if it can go wrong, it's going to go wrong when I'm in charge. Always. And I think it's time that he allows somebody else to show their skills and how they handle pressure. What will I do with my Monday nights? Oh, you can go back and you can rewatch lives. That's a really fun thing to do. You can go back. I don't remember when the last time I did a what is that thing? If Kim was here, she would be able to tell me what it was. The last time I did was a really funny one. Marley was here and everybody was here for that one. It was the things that make my eye twitch. What was that sucker called? I don't know. Rewatch an old live. Live from the port. Awesome field trip. No, I don't have good enough signal to go live out there, unfortunately. But I don't think that it's next Monday. So I think that we'll still be here next Monday, but the following Mondays after that, we will not be here for 2 weeks. Oh, I almost forgot my glasses. Just because I'm not going to be able to, I just know that my phone's going to be ringing off the hook. And I will spend more time away from the camera than sitting here in front of the camera. And that will not be great. After watching you and following you for the front post double crochet rows on Arizona, I'm enjoying it. That is exactly what the alpine blanket is. That whole section right there is exactly what the alpine blanket is. Which is how the front post double crochet ended up getting called the alpine stitch. Because somebody did front post double crochet, single crochet, front post double crochet, single crochet throughout the entire blanket. The entire blanket, that's all it was. And they called it the alpine blanket. And now everybody calls it the alpine stitch. Clutching the pearls. Yeah, I wore my big old fancy pearls. We watched the rant about the popular pattern website, which was the first video of yours I saw. Oh, wow. That was a while ago. Will pray for me. I'm going to be okay, Miss Jane, but you can always pray for me. I appreciate it. But, again, I was just giving you guys forewarning. I will be here. I'm pretty sure I'll be here next Monday, but I will find out definitely for sure, and I'll post on all of the things if it's going to be next Monday. But I don't think it's going to be. I think it's the 2 Mondays after that. So I think we still have another one. It's okay. That one, and I think my first live you were talking about needing to pack for New York City, right? By the way, I love your time. Thank you. Thank you. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. Okay, guys. I will see you guys in the Facebook group. If you're not part of the Facebook group, you should think about it because the shenanigans continue there all week long. Also, think about becoming a patron. You get to see all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff. All of that good stuff. All of the shenanigans. Me in my PJs, because that's all I do when I'm not here in front of the camera at work. I'm lounging in my PJs, and I don't get dressed. When I do Zooms with the patrons, I'm just in my PJs, but so is everybody else, so it's fine. Anywho, see you guys next week, hopefully. Have a great week. Be kind to everybody. You never know what somebody's going through. Okay, bye.